Hey everybody, it's Sherry with Cards and More by Sherry in the Supply Garden, and here we are today on day 12 of our 12 days of Christmas. Yes, I made another cheesy little sign because I don't have 12 fingers. Alright, today's project, I'm going to show you a great way to use up some scraps on a card. As I mentioned in previous videos, I have accumulated quite a bit of scraps of various Christmas papers that I've been just sticking in this poly folder here, and I decided to use up some more scraps of it today. So the technique that we're going to do today is I call it herringbone. It's a quilt technique, and what I did is I took a bunch of different pieces of the scrap paper that I had, and I cut 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch, or whatever pieces. Doesn't matter really how long they are, how skinny they are. You can make them all the same if you want, or you can make them all different. Just get you a bunch of coordinating pieces and slice those up on your trimmer. Then what I did is I took a piece of 5.5 by 4 1/4, just white cardstock. You could use whatever you wanted because you're not going to see this anyway once we get the herringbone quilt on it. I ran mine through my Xyron machine so that I could get complete adhesive all the way across it. Throw that away. Then you peel this off. And I have wonderful stickiness on this entire piece edge to edge, which is what I personally love about my Xyron machine, is that you don't have to worry whether you've got an edge or not because it's going to completely cover it. So what we're going to do is we're going to make some quadrants, if you will, on this that we're going to fill. So I'm going to take this piece of paper that I cut. This is a 1/4 inch piece, and I'm just going to, you know, put it kind of diagonally across here, lay that down. Then what I want to do is divide these two sections. So I'm going to take 2 more pieces and I'm going to put them perpendicular. One that going this way and one going that way. And that'll give us 4 sections that we're going to fill. So I'll take this little Christmas tree paper, butt the edge up to the side of your other one. And it doesn't matter how you divide these. You can go even, you can go uneven. It's completely up to you. Basically what we're doing is we're making a quilted look. So you can make it as rustic and handmade as you want. And then here's a pretty piece with some bells on it. And we'll divide this section up a little bit right there. Okay? Now what we're going to do is we're going to fill this section with our strips going this way. Then we'll fill this section going this way. This section going this way, and it's stuck to me, and this section going this way. And I'll just do a little bit of this to show you what I'm talking about and how we trim off the edges. Again, this is a marvelous way to use up your scraps. Let me find a little skinnier piece here. And I kind of like using the different widths because not only then do you have the difference of your patterns on your paper and your colors, but then you also have the interest of having different widths of cardstock. And the only thing I try to do is not neighbor up 2 pieces that are the same. Other than that, the sky's the limit on what you do here. Oh, here's a pretty... Nope, I think that's too much red. So let's break that up with some bells. And then stick that little tiny green piece in there. Okay? Alrighty. Now what we're going to do is take our scissors. See how we have all this stuff hanging over? That's no problem. What we're going to do is take our scissors and trim right along that edge. Trim that overhang off. See if I can get a hold of this where I'm not stuck to it. And we'll turn the corner and trim this stuff here. Okay, and that gives you a nice edge. And then of course these pieces that you've trimmed off while you have an uneven end here, you can always square that up and use it again, but you've got the other side, and we can lay it down and use it. So let me show you how we're going to do a little bit more here. Now we went this way here, so this way, in this section, we're going to follow this long piece and go this way. There's some of those other ones. Now see, here's a piece I've used before, and so I'll just lay it down the other way. The only thing you really, I suppose, need to pay attention to, if you choose to, is if you have paper that is a pattern that is directional and you want it a certain way on your, nope, I need something thin there. If you want want it to go a certain way, you kind of need to be mindful of that as you fill in your pattern here. And let's finish this off with this green. Okay, and there's another section we have filled in, and we'll go along and we'll trim that as well. I should use my bigger scissors, it'd be faster. Alright, so you get the idea. Then we're going to turn again, and we'll lay, and I'll just show you with one strip here. We're going to turn here, and we're going to follow this strip, and you'd fill this section all in. Then we're going to come this way, and we'll follow this strip, like so, and then fill this all in going this way. And when you get done, you will have something glorious that looks like this. Isn't that pretty? Such a pretty little quilted pattern. Now, I have run mine through my Big Kick with the top note die and cut it out as such. You could cut these into whatever shapes you want, leave them square, whatever. But I ran mine through the Big Kick, same difference. Now, this particular die, and you can see it better on the back. See that beaded edge? It runs. It doesn't really show up on this side, and I want to add just a wee bit of gold. So I'm going to take this Sharpie metallic gold marker because I do want it to show up. And I'm just going to go follow this edge all the way around and lay down a little bit of gold here. Normally when I want a little bit of gold on something, I use my Atchu Spica pin with a little bit of glitter in it, which I love, but that wouldn't show on this busy pattern, and I do want this gold to show. I picked this set up of Sharpie markers at Office Depot, and I've noticed everybody pretty much has them on for the same price. You get 2 gold ones, 2 copper ones, and 2 silver ones, and it's $3 for the set. I just couldn't pass it up. I didn't know if I'd use them or not, but I thought, hey, metallic markers, Sharpie markers, I'm going to go for it. And I love them because they're beautiful on dark papers. They're beautiful on everything. And as you can see, this is going to give me a nice, and you can make that as wide or as narrow as you wanted. And that's just going to give me a nice little gold border around my cutout. I like it. I'm glad I did that. I didn't try it ahead of time, but I just had faith it was going to work. Alright, then I have a little image that I've stamped from that. You've seen me use this paper tray ink set a lot. I just adore this set. Tremendous Treats Christmas from Paper Tray Ink. I think I've colored this before thinking it was holly, but now that I've looked at it, I've decided it's supposed to be mistletoe. So I left the berries. This is stamped on just an ivory colored cardstock, and I left the berries plain, but I went in and added some shimmer. I think you can see that with this Atchu Spica clear pen, which is my absolute favorite. Then on the bow, the coloring is just done very simply, just with Copic markers, just filled it in real quick. And then the bow I colored in with the Copic as well, but then I came back with my gold Spica pen and added some shimmer to that bow. Oh, there, that picks it up good. See that? Ooh, pretty sparkly. Yeah. I didn't want to do anything big on this because I don't want to obscure this pretty pattern. Now I do have, my card's going to open this way. And I do have a Santa Claus face here, and I want him to be right side up, and I want my trees going the right way, so I want to make sure I put this on here right. So I just have a red card base and a green matte layer, and what I'm going to do is just take a little bit of ribbon. I'm going to position this on here in this lower quadrant, and so I'm going to wrap just a little bit of gold ribbon around my top note. And I think this, since this is skinny ribbon, I may do a couple of wraps here. I'll lay me down just a little bit of sticky on the back so it'll catch that ribbon. And I'm going to wrap once. Try to keep it untangled. Wrap twice, and I think I'll go a third time, because things are usually better in uneven numbers. Go a third time. Oops, whoops, wait. And this is why it's good to put sticky on the back, so you don't overlap and your ribbon stays where you put it. Okay. Wrap a second time. Wrap a third time. And I'm going to trim that if I can find my scissors with a little bit of excess. Put me down a little bit of my adhesive. Bring that around and stick that down. Maybe. There we go. And then we have a really pretty, and you can still kind of move those around, really pretty little, some more gold shimmer on there. Then this is going to get adhered to the green matte layer that I cut. Like so. There we go. I'm not quite in the center, but again, that's the beauty of handmade. Oh yeah, I like that gold ribbon on there. Then that layer is going to get adhered to the front of the card base. Okay, kind of getting carried away with the adhesive there. Again, make sure you're opened up the right way. There we go. Then our little mistletoe image, I'm going to pop up with a little bit of foam adhesive. So it came apart. So that straddles that ribbon nicely. And then we have, again, a fairly flat card that's easy for mailing. You don't get too carried away with your embellishments, but you've got this pop of gold, you've got the sparkle that I added here, and you've got your gold edge here. Isn't that pretty? I do love this technique, and it's such a fabulous way to use scraps. Then on the inside, I always keep, here's a little tip for you, I always keep pre-cut white and ivory pieces of cardstock that are 5 by, I think, 3 1/4, 3 3/4. Yeah. For putting on the inside of dark colored cards. That way you've got a place where you can stamp an image, which I did down here in the corner, same image from the front. I just put it on here in a light brown. Stamp your greeting, write a note, whatever. That way the inside of your card is easy to be seen, even though you've used a dark card base. Okay? So there we have a cute little project. Great way to use up scraps. Another easy to mail Christmas card with a little bit of shimmer on it and not a whole heck of a lot of work. I hope you've enjoyed this, and I appreciate you staying tuned for the whole 12 days series that I've been doing. Do stay tuned next year, because in January I'm going to be starting a monthly Linky Party play along on my blog, and we're going to do altered tags. I'm thinking about doing also ATC cards. I haven't nailed that one down yet, but for sure we're going to be doing a monthly tag challenge, if you will, where we just link up and have some fun doing some altered tags. I hope you all have a wonderful, very Merry Christmas and a blessed New Year. Thank you so much for coming by, and I'll see you guys later. Bye, guys.